Stellantis just did the thing most customers have been begging for, and it is causing absolute chaos in the car market. It's no longer news that in the last couple years, car prices have been through the roof, making it nearly impossible for many people to afford a new ride.
Checking on Money Matters this morning, new car prices have hit another record high.
It looks like those days might be over because Stellantis is shaking things up with a jaw-dropping move to slash MSRPs across the board. Now, this isn't just a small tweak, they're looking to slash as much as 35%. So how will this 35% price cut change the way we buy cars and trucks? Can Stellantis really do this without compromising on quality? And what does this mean for you, the buyer? Stick around as we discuss this and more. Stellantis have had a bit of a reputation problem when it comes to pricing. For years, people have been raising eyebrows at how high their vehicles are priced. Take the Ram 1500 Tungsten, for example. This isn't some super rare, one-of-a-kind specialty truck. It's a top-tier trim of a regular pickup. Yet, you'd walk into a dealership and see a price tag of over $100,000. And it's not just the trucks. Stellantis' entire lineup, from rugged Jeeps to family-friendly SUVs and sleek Dodge sedans, has been criticized for being overpriced. Even vehicles in segments that are supposed to be more affordable, like crossovers and compact SUVs, have somehow found themselves priced in the luxury segment. These high prices have made Stellantis vehicles feel out of reach for a lot of buyers. Imagine a young family looking for a practical SUV or a first-time truck buyer hoping to get something solid for a fair price. They'd see those sticker prices and immediately start checking out Ford, Chevrolet, or even Toyota instead. This pricing issue has hit Stellantis where it hurts. Sales. Dealerships are now stuck with lots full of unsold vehicles because potential buyers just couldn't justify the cost. Sure, dealers tried to sweeten the deal with discounts and promotions, but even then the reputation for being overpriced stuck like glue. But Stellantis is finally doing something about it. They've announced a game-changing plan to cut prices across the board, and not just a little trim here and there. They're slashing MSRPs by up to 35%. Let that sink in for a second. 35%. This isn't just some vague promise, it's happening. Starting in the second quarter of 2025, Stellantis will roll out these price reductions across its entire lineup. Let's put that into perspective. Remember the Ram 1500 Tungsten with its eye-watering $100,000 price tag? With the new pricing strategy, it'll be around $65,000. Suddenly, it's in the same ballpark as trucks from Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC. Stellantis' bold move to slash prices isn't just about boosting sales, it's about staying in the game. Let's face it, the truck and SUV markets are brutal. They're packed with heavy hitters like Ford and General Motors, which have been dominating for years. If Stellantis wants to carve out its share and stay relevant, they have to do something big, and that's exactly what they're doing. By cutting MSRPs by up to 35%, Stellantis is sending a clear message. They want to make their vehicles more accessible to more people. This isn't just a cosmetic change. Lower MSRPs translate directly into smaller monthly payments, better financing opportunities, and an overall sense that buyers are actually getting good value for their hard-earned money. It's a complete shift from the premium price tag reputation that has alienated so many potential customers in recent years. However, this isn't going to sit well with everyone. Just imagine someone just splurged on a brand new Dodge or Jeep SUV in 2024. Let's say they paid around $75,000 for it. Most likely they're now juggling some hefty monthly payments, probably counting on their shiny new ride to hold its value for at least a little while. Then, out of nowhere, they get hit with the news that their SUV's value has dropped by almost $25,000 after just a few months. That's a punch to the gut. Imagine realizing your car's resale value just took a nosedive like that. You can bet there'll be a wave of complaints from folks like this. The only real way to soften the blow is for these folks to keep the vehicle long enough to make it worth the investment. Drive it for years and years, maybe even until it's got more miles on it than you'd care to admit. Otherwise, they're stuck eating that loss. Definitely something worth thinking about if you're in the market for a new car. Now, let's shift gears. How's the competition dealing with all of this? Well, Ford and General Motors, two names that have practically ruled the American truck scene forever, are suddenly staring down a serious challenger. Ram trucks are stepping up in a big way. They're already known for their durability, eye-catching designs, and a super loyal fan base. But now, they're getting ready to shake things up even more with these new price cuts. think about this. In 2025, a buyer walks into a dealership and spots a Ram 1500 tungsten on the lot with a price tag of $65,000. Now imagine that same buyer checking out similar trucks from Ford or GM, something like an F-Series or a Silverado, and seeing prices pushing close to $100,000 for the same level of features and specs. That's not just competition, that's a bold move. Ram isn't just trying to play nice here, they're challenging the entire truck market. It's like they're saying, hey, why pay more when you can get the same quality and save a ton? And honestly, that's gonna turn a lot of heads, especially for anyone who's been eyeing a new truck but felt priced out by the usual suspects. So what does this mean for the industry? If Stellantis pulls this off, it could set off a major ripple effect in the auto industry. Ford and General Motors won't just sit back and let Stellantis steal their customers. Nope, they're gonna have to get in on the action and rethink their own pricing strategies if they want to stay in the game, and that's where things could get pretty interesting. A full-on price war could be coming. Now, price wars aren't all bad. While they might shrink profit margins for the automakers, the real winners here would be the consumers. Imagine walking into a dealership and seeing more affordable options for trucks, SUVs, and crossovers across the board. It's like the ultimate deal fest for buyers, giving them more choices without emptying their wallets. But here's the catch. Price wars come with some big risks. Automakers have to figure out how to cut prices without cutting corners. They can't just slash prices and hope for the best. They've got to balance affordability with quality, which means finding ways to lower costs without sacrificing the durability, reliability, and performance that customers expect. Stellantis has to be really careful here. If they can manage to keep the quality of their vehicles high while offering these huge discounts, they could do more than just win back customers who felt burned in the past. They might even attract new buyers who hadn't even considered a Stellantis vehicle before. Now, the success of this price slashing strategy isn't just on Stellantis' shoulders, it's also going to come down to their dealerships. These guys are often the ones jacking up prices with added fees, especially in high demand vehicle segments like trucks. You know how it goes. Suddenly you're paying for a bunch of extras you didn't expect. For Stellantis to make sure their price cuts actually work, their dealerships are going to need to resist the urge to add in all these hidden fees or markups. It's going to be a tricky balance. Dealerships need to stay profitable, but customers also need to feel like they're getting the full benefit of those sweet price reductions. That means Stellantis is going to have to work hand in hand with their dealerships, making sure everyone is on the same page and sticking to the pricing guidelines. They'll probably have to offer incentives to encourage compliance. If they pull it off, Stellantis dealerships could become some of the most competitive in the market, drawing in customers looking for both value and quality. The dealers themselves aren't left out of the benefits either. Even though the profit margins might be slimmer on each sale, lower prices could lead to a higher volume of sales, which could more than make up for it. Plus, a revamped Stellantis brand could attract new customers, giving dealerships the chance to build long-term relationships and keep those repeat buyers coming back for more. For Stellantis, this whole price-cutting strategy is about much more than just lowering the price tags on their vehicles. It's a major play to win back customers and rebuild their reputation. After all, this is a brand that wants to be known for offering value without making people feel like they're sacrificing quality to get a deal. By making their vehicles more affordable, Stellantis is signaling that it's possible to have both a great price and great performance. And let's face it, for consumers, the idea of snagging a fully loaded Ram 1500 for just $65,000 or grabbing a Jeep Grand Cherokee for a fraction of its current price, that's a dream come true for anyone who's been priced out of the market, especially for those budget-conscious buyers who might have been eyeing these vehicles but thought, there's no way I can afford that. Now, Stellantis is making it a lot more attainable. If Stellantis pulls this off, it could signal the start of something huge for the brand. This isn't just about selling cars at a lower price. It's about carving out a new identity, one where affordability and value redefine the way people see Stellantis in the automotive world. Think about it. Families who need a reliable SUV, contractors in need of a tough-as-nails truck, and even car enthusiasts who crave the high performance of a Dodge could suddenly find themselves taking a second look at Stellantis models. If the price is right, they could see these vehicles as an option that delivers both the performance they need and the price they can afford. Of course, there's a catch. Lowering prices alone won't cut it. Stellantis has to make sure that these vehicles still live up to the expectations. Customers aren't just looking for cars that cost less. They want quality, reliability, and the latest innovations. They'll expect their vehicles to perform well, last long, and be worth every penny. If Stellantis can balance affordability with these key features, it could set the stage for a whole new era for the company, where low prices and high standards go hand in hand. But here's where things get a bit tricky. Slashing prices by 35% sounds great, but it's only part of the puzzle. The other part? Tackling those long-standing quality issues that have kept Stellantis from truly hitting the mark in the past. Let's be real, there's no way people are going to keep coming back for more if their new vehicle starts breaking down or doesn't live up to expectations. Stellantis has faced this challenge before, delivering vehicles that not only look great, but can stand up to the tough demands of everyday use. Whether it's families needing a reliable ride or workers depending on their trucks to do the heavy lifting, Stellantis needs to prove it can deliver on both fronts. If they can get this right, offering vehicles that are both affordable and dependable, they could be on the verge of a serious comeback. One of the most glaring examples of this problem is the Hurricane engine, heralded as a key innovation for Stellantis. On paper, it sounds like a game changer, boasting impressive power and fuel efficiency that make it competitive in the market. But here's the catch. It's not the engine itself that's the problem. It's the parts surrounding the engine that are causing issues. Take, for example, the widespread use of plastic materials in key components like water pumps, thermostat housings, and intake manifolds. These parts may have worked in the short term, but over time, they just don't hold up as well as they should. Plastic isn't known for its long-term durability, and when subjected to the stress of daily use, it can become brittle and prone to failure. And when these components fail, the impact goes beyond just the faulty part. A cracked plastic water pump can lead to overheating, which in turn can damage other parts of the engine, causing what should have been a simple fix to turn into a costly repair. For the customer, this means unexpected expenses, a lot of frustration, and maybe even a damaged trust in the brand. For Stellantis, this isn't just a financial issue, it's a reputational one. Customers who experience these kinds of failures often feel like they've been let down, and once that trust is broken, they're much less likely to stick with the brand for their next vehicle. It's not just about fixing a car, it's about fixing how people view the brand as a whole. So how does Stellantis fix this? The first step is to rethink the materials they're using in their vehicles. Sure, plastic might be cheaper to produce, but if it can't hold up over time, it's doing more harm than good. Stellantis needs to move toward using more durable materials, especially in the critical components of its engines. Metal replacements for plastic parts, while potentially more expensive up front, would be a solid investment in the long run. Customers are already turning to the aftermarket for metal alternatives when plastic parts fail, so why not just start with the better materials in the first place? By making this switch, Stellantis would show that they're serious about quality. Imagine a customer buying a discounted Ram 1500 or Jeep Grand Cherokee only to find that it's not only affordable but also impressively reliable. That kind of experience would go a long way in rebuilding trust. When customers feel like they're getting a vehicle that's both a great value and built to last, they're more likely to return for future purchases. Plus, the word-of-mouth recommendations would be priceless. People don't just want a good deal, they want a car they can depend on. Another key part of Stellantis' strategy to revitalize its lineup is the reintroduction of V8 engines. Now, I don't know about you, but the sound of a V8 rumbling is like the heartbeat of American muscle cars, right? Especially when we think about Ram trucks and those classic Dodge muscle cars that have always been known for their raw power and capability. But here's the thing, in the past few years, smaller, more fuel-efficient engines have taken center stage, leaving some die-hard fans of the old-school V8 a bit disappointed. I mean, for a lot of people, a V8 engine isn't just about horsepower, it's about tradition. It's about that deep, throaty growl that tells you you're driving something special, something with character. And let's be real, a lot of the true car enthusiasts feel like they've been left out in the cold without those big, powerful engines to choose from. Well, Tim Kuniskis, who's a big name over at Stellantis, is making it his mission to fix that. Behind the scenes, the team is working hard to bring those V8 powertrains back into the Ram lineup. And here's the kicker, we might even see the return of some iconic models like the Dodge Cuda. But it's not just about nostalgia, you know? Stellantis is looking at this from a strategic angle. There's a whole market out there that values performance and style, and those folks aren't just looking for a car that gets them from point A to point B. They want something that gives them a rush every time they hit the gas. For many, a V8 engine represents all of that. The sound, the feel, the connection to a legacy of some seriously legendary cars. Now, picture this. What if you could walk into a dealership and snag a Ram truck with a V8 engine, but instead of paying the usual premium for that muscle, it's actually priced lower than some of the competitors' 6-cylinder models? Seriously, imagine the kind of attention that would grab. Contractors who need something powerful to haul all their gear around would be all over that, and so would enthusiasts who just love the thrill of driving a beast like that. And there's more. The potential return of the Dodge Cuda could bring back the kind of excitement we haven't seen in a while. The Cuda name is iconic in the world of high-performance vehicles, and bringing it back could remind everyone why Dodge is known for its bold, no-holds-barred approach to performance cars. If Stellantis plays this right, they could really hit a sweet spot, offering powerful, iconic cars at competitive prices, which could put them back on top as the go-to brand for both utility and high-performance vehicles. At the end of the day, Stellantis' pricing strategy isn't just about making vehicles more affordable or adding power under the hood. It's about rebuilding trust. For years, the brand has been stuck with the reputation of charging too much for cars that don't live up to expectations in terms of quality. So if Stellantis is going to succeed with this strategy, they've got to tackle those concerns head on and prove that they're not just slashing prices to make up for other issues. This is a big deal. It's essential. Think about it from the perspective of a potential buyer who's had a bad experience in the past. They might be intrigued by a lower price tag, but if they faced reliability problems before, they're likely gonna hesitate. The fear that they might end up with another lemon could hold them back from making that purchase, no matter how good the deal seems. So, for Stellantis to really succeed, they need to go beyond just cutting prices and offer something more. They need to show that they're serious about quality. This means they've got to prove that their vehicles aren't just affordable, but durable and reliable too. Stellantis has to make sure their vehicles exceed customer expectations. No compromises. If they can do that, they'll have a shot at turning skeptics into loyal buyers. It's about showing customers that the cars are worth the money, not just by offering them a good deal, but by delivering on the promise of quality. But here's the thing, it's not just about the cars themselves. Stellantis needs to step up their communication too. Transparency will be key in rebuilding trust. Imagine Stellantis running a marketing campaign where they highlight the high quality materials used in their cars, or offer extended warranties to show buyers that they've got their back long after the sale. Little things like these can go a long way in convincing hesitant buyers that the brand is committed to making things right. And let's not forget after-sales support. If Stellantis is going to change its reputation, it needs to back it up with excellent customer service. Responsive service centers and easy access to parts will play a huge role in reassuring buyers that they're not just getting a great deal on the front end, they're getting real support if something goes wrong. Consistency will also be a big part of the equation. A single great model isn't going to erase years of skepticism. Stellantis needs to ensure that every vehicle, from the smallest Jeep to the biggest Ram truck, meets the same high standards of reliability and performance. It's all about showing that no matter which car you drive, you're getting the same level of commitment to quality. But there's a big question on everyone's mind. Can Stellantis pull this off without compromising on quality? Because let's be real, while we all love a good deal, we also want cars that are reliable and built to last. First off, it's important to understand that Stellantis isn't new to the game. They've got a solid track record and a reputation for producing some pretty reliable vehicles. But slashing prices by 35% is no small feat. It's going to require some serious strategizing to ensure that quality doesn't take a back seat. One way Stellantis might manage this is by optimizing their production processes. By streamlining operations and cutting down on waste, they can reduce costs without sacrificing the quality of their vehicles. Additionally, they could leverage economies of scale, producing more units at a lower cost per unit to keep prices down while maintaining high standards. Another factor to consider is the potential for innovation. Stellantis could invest in new technologies and materials that are both cost-effective and durable. This could help them produce vehicles that are not only affordable but also reliable and long-lasting. However, there are risks involved. Cutting costs too aggressively could lead to compromises in areas like safety features, interior materials, and overall build quality. Stellantis will need to strike a delicate balance to ensure that their vehicles remain competitive in terms of both price and quality. In the end, it's all about finding that sweet spot where affordability meets reliability. If Stellantis can pull this off, it could be a game changer for the entire automobile industry. For buyers, Stellantis' new pricing strategy is a game changer. A 35% reduction? That's huge. Cars that were once out of reach are now within grasp for so many people. Whether you're a family in need of a reliable SUV, a contractor looking for a tough truck, or an enthusiast dreaming of that perfect muscle car, this pricing shift opens up a world of possibilities. Suddenly, vehicles that were once a stretch are now more affordable, and that's something everyone can get excited about. But it's not just about making cars more affordable, it's about giving consumers the freedom to explore options they might have dismissed before because of price. Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler all bring something special to the table, unique features and designs that set them apart from the usual big players like Ford, Toyota, and General Motors. By cutting prices, Stellantis is making it easier for buyers to consider their vehicles without immediately turning to the usual suspects. Now, people can see the value in these brands beyond just the price tag. And here's the kicker, Stellantis isn't just lowering prices, they're also bringing back V8 engines and performance models. This sends a clear message. Stellantis hasn't forgotten its roots. The roar of a V8 and the thrill of a high-performance car aren't just nostalgic, they're part of what makes these brands iconic. By blending that nostalgic muscle with cutting-edge innovation, Stellantis is creating a compelling proposition for buyers who want something special. It's a chance to own a piece of automotive history without paying a luxury price. For many, this isn't just a price cut, it's an invitation to rediscover what made Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler such beloved brands in the first place. It's like the company is saying, we know what you loved about us, and we're bringing it back, better and more affordable than ever. Looking ahead though, Stellantis is at a crossroads. The next few years will be critical. Can the company keep up this pricing strategy, maintain the quality of its vehicles, and outsmart its competitors? That's the big question. If they can keep delivering on these promises, Stellantis has the potential to shake up not just the truck and SUV markets, but the entire automotive industry. And for the first time in ages, Stellantis isn't just following the industry trends. They're setting the stage to challenge the status quo. By offering vehicles that combine affordability with innovation and performance, the company is positioning itself to rewrite its story. It's a bold move, and if it pays off, Stellantis could lead the charge in the next chapter of the automotive revolution. The market is shifting, and Stellantis is betting big that it's ready to lead the way. So what do you think? Will Stellantis be able to pull this off? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest videos. While you're still here, click the video on your screen to see more interesting content like this one.